بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So inshallah we'll be taking these lessons today. We have to hurry up. We're not going to keep these lessons too long because somebody didn't bring any food today and we're all hungry. We waited all day thinking, oh, there's going to be food today. We're going to eat some Yemeni food and
I wonder who that is.
Huh?
Wonder who that guy is.
I wonder who he is. So we sit here today, stomach broken, not heartbroken, stomach broken.
Oh, inshallah tomorrow.
Yeah, you think
No, because if it makes you feel better, I didn't even eat.
No, it doesn't. Alright, so we're on chapter 121. Bab. Alright, so this is a statement. قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله تعالى باب ما لا يجوز من اللعب والمزاح. Alright, so this is about what is not permissible من اللعب والمزاح. Ajib. What perfect timing. What perfect timing when we were just talking about pranking yesterday. And mashallah, you couldn't ask for a better chapter to appear. And I just told Hamza yesterday, I said, I wrote an article about pranking. I didn't, and then here it is, mashallah, the Hadith. So here we go. So this is talking about playing and joking with people and what's not permissible. All right, what is not permissible from pranking your Muslim brother. All right, so.
It was harmless.
Huh?
It was harmless.
Well, let's see if it's harmless. Let's see. All right, no, it's harmless. Your pranking is kind of stupid, but it's harmless.
No, it's stupid. It's not stupid. It's funny.
No,
because it actually works.
Really stupid.
Because it works and everyone laughs.
It is harmless.
Yeah, it's harmless.
Nobody laughs but you.
Everyone laughed. When I got you in the car, all your kids started laughing. He started laughing when I got him.
That's not harmless.
It's because the only audience is me, Abdullah, and Ibrahim. Obviously, no one's going to laugh. We're the only three there. In the car, everyone laughed. Even Abdul Malik laughed, and he's driving.
He was probably laughing at y'all.
No, he was
like acting like a bunch of schoolgirls. That's what he was laughing at.
Safe laughed. Mujahid laughed. Asad laughed. Ibrahim laughed. And I laughed.
Alright, 241. حدثنا عاصم ابن علي قال حدثنا ابن أبي ذئب عن عبد الله بن السائب عن أبيه عن جده. So Abdullah ibn Sa'ib. Alright, his father is Sa'ib ibn Yazid. من جده أبو سائب. اسمه أبو سائب رضي الله عنه. صحابي. قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا يأخذ أحدكم متاع صاحبه لاعبا ولا جادا فإذا أخذ أحدكم عصا صاحبه فليردها إليه. Alright, so this hadith is sahih. Alright, so he said, Abu Sa'ib, he reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, he said that none of you should take the possessions of his companion, la'iban wala jadan, which means what?
Like, not
jokingly or seriously. You should not take it. If you see his phone, say, hey, I'm going to take his phone, see if he notices. That's jokingly. Seriously, like what? I'm going to steal this phone and take it and sell it so I can, whatever, buy something stupid with it, right? Because obviously the thief is never going to buy. What is he going to do? Steal your phone and buy books with it? What is he going to do? So, yeah, so la'iban aw wala jadan. Alright, and then some people, they mix the la'ib with the, they mix the two. La'iban wa jadan together. Like how? He'll take the phone, he'll take it, and if you find out that he took it, he'll say what? Oh man, I was just joking, I was just trying to prank you. But if you don't say anything, what? He keeps it. So he kind of mixes between the two, right? He'll take it with him because his intention was to steal it in the first place. But what he did, he's like, what if he gets caught? He already has it in his mind. Oh no, I was just pranking you, man. Here's your phone, no problem. All right. Anyways, none of that is permissible. He said, فَإِذَا أَخَذَ أَحَدَكُمْ عَصَى صَاحِبِهِ. So if one of you takes the stick, the asa, like his walking stick. And why did he use this example?
the custom at the time?
No. Why did he use the example of an asa? He got all the examples the Prophet ﷺ could have used. Why did he use the example of an asa?
Non-violable.
Huh?
Non-violable, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely. And what is an asa going to cost you? Well, like, what's the value of this? So he's saying, he's using this as an example to say, even at the lowest, the most invaluable thing, don't take it. Don't take it, because nothing is more invaluable than asa. So you probably leave that in the masjid and walk off and not even recognize that you left, unless it was like some special asa that your grandfather gave you or something. Who knows? But I'm just saying, other than that, after you go to a tree, cut down cut off a piece of tree and make a new asa. I mean, that's what they would have done in the past. So he said, whoever takes the stick of his friend, of his companion, فَلْيَرُدَّهَا إِلَيْهِ, and let him return it to him. All right. So this also, you have another hadith from Sunan Abi Dawood that also expresses this meaning in a stronger manner. And this hadith is reported on the authority of Abdurrahman ibn Abi Layla. All right, and he said, قال حدثنا أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. All right, so this is Abdurrahman ibn Abi Layla, and he says, حدثنا أصحاب محمد. What he means is بعض أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Is this hadith authentic?
Repeat the question.
He said, حدثنا أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه
Who
وسلم.
is he again?
Huh?
Who is he?
Abdurrahman ibn Abi Layla. He's narrating this hadith. He said, حدثنا أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Is this correct?
No.
What?
Is that right?
That's correct, because it's from the Sahaba about some time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
إبهام الصحابي لا
Oh, yeah,
يضر.
Sahabi is.
If it's مبهم غير صحابي حديث ضعيف. أما إبهام الصحابي لا يضر من أجل why?
Oh, because they're all adul.
Yeah, all of them have adala, all of them. So any if a tabi'i is known to take hadith from the Sahaba says, حدثني أحد الصحابة, خلاص, it's hadith is sahih. As far as that part of the chain of narration, there might be other things in the chain of narration that make it ضعيف, but that part, then no. So he said, حدثنا أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أنهم كانوا يسيرون مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So they were traveling. They were in the path traveling with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, فَنَامَ رَجُلٌ مِّنْهُمْ, and then one of them, he fell asleep. All right, فَانْطَلَقَ بَعْضُهُمْ إِلَى حَبْلٍ مَعَهُ, and then some of them, they went to a rope that he had with him, and they took the rope from him. فَأَخَذَهُ, and they took the rope. So this is why he's sleeping. So obviously he wakes up, he notices the rope is not there. So what? So he said, فَفَزَعَ. فَفَزِعَ, it means what?
No. Like he got jump scared?
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I need that rope. Where's the rope at? Where is it at? And so فَفَزِعَ. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يحل لمسلم أن يروع مسلما. What does that mean?
It is not permissible for a Muslim to scare another Muslim.
Yeah, you can't scare him. Whether it's like, some of the people, they hide in a closet and they jump out and say boo, like some Halloween prank or some stupid thing like that. It's not permissible to bring any type of fear to a Muslim. Or whether it's taking something from him jokingly, like I said, if he leaves his phone lying down, and then you take the phone just to I'm going to teach him a lesson not to leave his phone lying around. No, because he comes back and his phone's gone. What do you think he's going to feel? I know I left my phone right here. How do you think he's going to feel? His heart's going to start pounding, and this is not permissible. All right, they're playing these types of pranks that bring any type of, make the person upset or bring fear to the person is not permissible. It's haram. You don't bring any fear to a Muslim. The only thing that we bring to our Muslim brothers is what? Nasiha wal bushra. We advise the brothers and we what? Give glad tidings. We don't bring fear. We don't bring al-irjaf, like the Murjifuna from Medina, when we sit here and just tell everything, they're going to come and they're going to kill us and they're going to do this to us, they're going to do this, like you see a lot of people do whenever war's about to start. And they start, they do the enemy's job for them by putting fear in the hearts of the people before the enemy even shows up. So all of these types of things are not permissible. You don't bring fear to the Muslims. You bring,
What if for example, someone scared me Like they just jump scared me. And I was like, watch, I'm gonna do it to
No,
you.
it's not. If it's haram for him to do it,
What about like a
it's
revenge?
haram.
Like revenge.
No, you can't get revenge on something that's haram.
Like if someone punched you in
So
the
if somebody
face,
stole your money, you're gonna go back and steal somebody else's money.
No. But like if someone like punched you in your face, it's halal for you to punch them in their face.
Not a Muslim. It's not halal for you to punch a Muslim in his face. If he punches you in your face, you go and whatever. If you have a wali al-amr, you take your rights like that, or you deal with it. You just deal with it with patience. You can't go back and do something haram to him. You know. And you're talking about the ayah that man i'tada alaykum fa'atadu alayhi bimithli ma i'tada alaykum. Yeah, what taqullah. Wa alaykum salam wa barakatuh. So the taqwa, you know, is what? That you stay within the confines of the deen. You know, that you can't do al-i'tidad. So what if he killed your brother? Now you're gonna go kill his brother? No, you can't. You know, it's jahiliyyah. I mean, within the confines of the deen, yes. If he transgressed against you, you transgress in the manner, you get your rights back.
So if he calls you stupid, you can call him
Oh,
stupid.
yeah, you know, but why would you do that?
Look, so how do we know what's the barrier?
The best thing for the Muslim is to be patient and not to go back and forth with a fool anyways. If he calls you stupid or he does something like this, you know, no, you just leave him and be patient. And that's the taqwa part, you know.
So we know that obviously. No, we're just talking about hukum. So he calls you stupid. It's allowed for you to call him stupid. So, but if he punches you in the face, you can't punch him in the
This
face.
is how, I mean,
I just want to know.
well, the thing about it, like I said, man, like this issue, I won't even go even with the stupid part. Because again, you're getting into something that's insulting the person. And if he's not stupid, then what are you doing?
Stupid enough to call you stupid.
No, but I'm saying, if he's not stupid, what if he's highly intelligent and you're calling him stupid? That's a buhtan, so you're lying about him, so actually avoid all that stuff. If you have if a person transgresses against you, you can go to a Muslim, like if you have a Muslim court, and you can go to the wali al-amr and get your rights back, you get your rights back. Now then be patient. But to sit back and go back and forth, this is how all the problems start. Because the people nowadays you go back and you say, well, he called me stupid, and you're going to call him stupid, and what is he going to do? He's going to come back and do what? Call you something worse, and you're going to call him that. And then what? Come on, man, we're not in elementary school, I think. You know, like this type of stuff, no, just leave it. All right. As far as like going back and pranking somebody and returning that prank, no, because the pranking also is it's not permissible. It's not permissible. There's so many different things that go into pranking people, lies, bringing fear to the people, scaring the people, upsetting the people, you know, and there's so many different things, man, you know. So, I mean, the only thing that I want to see about pranks is I like to, you know, if somebody posts a video of the prankster getting shot, I love to watch stuff like that. You know, when they posted, like, you know, and they say, oh, prankster gets taught a lesson. And yeah, those are like good ones. Like to watch them get shot and squirm on the ground and like, I was just joking. Well, you're not joking now, are you? So, but no, it's not permissible. It's not permissible. All right, pranking in any manner, because one, it's immature. You know, it's very immature, it's stupid, and there's no benefit. And what's the benefit in the end? Make people laugh at a person? You want the people to laugh at a Muslim? I mean, or, you know, I don't know, like, what these kuffar do, I could care less. Well, I could care less, man. If they pour molten lava on each other as a prank, I could care less what they do. But my concern is with the Muslims. You know, and the Muslims like this, and we should never do this to our brother, ever.
You said about what happened in Medina? Was it like they were scaring the Muslims?
The munafiqun, they go up and they try to scare the Muslims about all these tribes are going to come and they're going to kill everybody. Yeah.
In the Medina, right?
Yeah, Medina. Al-Murajifuna fi Medina, yeah. That's, I was just mentioning the Adab, that's just another thing of tarawih, you know, like of bringing fear to people. All right, any questions about pranking now?
No, I have a question after the live stream. It's not valid for YouTube to hear it, that's why.
All right, so the next chapter, chapter 122.
I have a question on that.
Hadith
itself. Why does it say سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني يقول instead of just يقول?
No, because maybe he didn't say yaqul. He might have just said سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم and gave the hadith. And maybe one of the narrators came in because Allah knows best. I'm just, like I said, it's just me, guessing, but not like ignorant guessing, but guessing based on reading the hadith. Because whenever they mention it, they say Sami'tu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they always say what? Yaqul. So I'm assuming that he didn't say that. He just said Sami'tu, and then gave the hadith. So then one of the narrators came in and said Ya'ni Yaqul, and he added that in. Because in the hadith, it's supposed to be read. See, they don't write the hadith the way that it's supposed to be read. So you say, حدثنا عاصم ibn Ali, قال, حدثنا ibn Abi Dhib, قال, عن عبد الله. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't say that either. So, and that's why they put it on to look. So that party probably dropped it out, and Allah knows best. And one of the narrators just said it back. Said it, يعني, قال, يقول. Alright, so Bab 122, Bab Adali ala al-Khayr. Alright, what does that mean?
The one who guides you to do something good.
Yeah, alright, so if he can't do the good, then he can tell you how to get to the good that you're trying to get to. If he can't help you, he can, point you to somebody else that can help you. Or another way that you can get the assistance that you need. Alright, so this hadith number 242. حدثنا محمد بن كثير. Alright, we're going to have a major issue today. We're going to go 3 names into this chain of narration, and we're going to have to stop for a second. Alright, so حدثنا محمد بن كثير قال أخبرنا سفيان عن الأعمش. Alright, so let's just stop here for a second. Who is Sufyan here?
Thawri.
How do you know that?
This is narrating from Al-A'mash.
So, Sufyan ibn Uyayna also narrates from Al-A'mash.
But isn't Thawri known more for Al-A'mash?
But Sufyan ibn Uyayna also narrates from Al-A'mash. What's your next guess? Muhammad ibn Kathir?
No.
Guess what? Sufyan al-Thawri narrates from Muhammad ibn Kathir. Sufyan ibn Uyayna also narrates from Muhammad ibn Kathir. So who is it?
Thawri.
How do you know? You're just guessing because he's the most popular one, right?
Oh,
The most popular option in the hadith of change the narration, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Sufyan al-Thawri, he narrates from Muhammad ibn Kathir al-Abdi. Sufyan ibn Uyayna narrates from Muhammad ibn Kathir al-Masisi. Now, the issue is, which Muhammad ibn Kathir is this? Which one do you think? Al-Abdi or al-Masisi? How do you know that it's al-Abdi?
I don't know.
You need to know because al-Bukhari, rahimahullah, he only narrates from Muhammad ibn Kathir al-Abdi. So then it's what? No, Sufyan al-Thawri.
Oh.
Because Muhammad ibn Kathir here is al-Abdi, and the one that narrates from al-Abdi is Sufyan al-Thawri, not Sufyan ibn Uyayna. So there you go. That was a lot of work to do that today. That was very annoying to do that work on PDFs. All right, and Abi Amr al-Shaybani and Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari رضي الله عنه قال جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. And this is what I had to do to find this out, because this hadith is in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. So I said, okay, the easiest way to find out who Sufyan is here, the Thawri or Abdi, is to do what? Go through 50 volumes of Musnad of Imam Ahmad, find the hadith, all right? And then because it's got the 50 volumes is a good tahqiq, so I said, okay, they'll bring it, right?
Wait, actually 50 volumes.
It's 50 volumes of tahqiq of the Musnad of Imam Ahmad by Ranut. All right, so.
Talking about Hanbal?
Yes. But, alhamdulillah, I didn't have to go. At first, I was just going to go through the 50 volumes and find who? The Musnad of Abi Mas'ud. All right, and then find the hadith. But then I was like, man, you know what would be a smarter option? Let me look at the tahqiq here and see if he gives me the number of the hadith in Musnad of Imam Ahmad. So what did I do? I looked down and it says, mashallah, 17,940. So now I just need to find which of these 50 volumes has 17,940. So I only had to search for like 5 volumes. found the hadith. Guess what? Not this chain of narration, because Imam Ahmad, he narrated the hadith, and Abdul Razak al-Sanani, who narrated the hadith, and Ma'mar. So it's not this chain of narration whatsoever. So guess what? Don't know who Sufyan is, even though I found the hadith in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. Same hadith, just different chain of narration. So Allahumma musta'an. Then I had to go searching from sheikh to sheikh to sheikh to sheikh. Yeah, that's not easy, man. That's not easy work. That's why I told y'all. People, the ulama that spend their lives doing this the science of hadith and doing this type of khidmah for the people, nobody would understand, wallahi, except for a real student of knowledge, would never understand the ta'ab, wallahi, that the ulama have to go through just to make these, not just the ulama, because the students of knowledge do the same thing, the students of hadith, but just to make things easy for us, where we could pick up the book and just look down here, hadith hasan, hadith da'if, because here you see it's muhaqqaq, right? But he doesn't do all that stuff. He didn't do it. He didn't mention. And then I was listening. I said, okay, let me listen to the durus of one of the students from Damaj. And I listened to him when he read the chain of narration. He did this. He said, I ain't gonna say who it was. Allah. He's a very knowledgeable brother, but he disappointed me here. He said, Akhbarana Sufyan. He paused. He said, Ana al-A'mash, an Abi Hurairah. So I was like, okay, he's not going to say who that Sufyan was. So I said, I guess I got to do this on my own now. So yeah, you have to go through Tahdhib al-Kamal. You have to look, because like I said, I looked up al-A'mash, and I said, okay, found out that A'mash was the sheikh of both of the Sufyans. And then you look up Muhammad bin Kathir, then you find out that what? That both of the Sufyans had a sheikh, that they had a student named Muhammad bin Kathir. But the different one is what? Al-Masisi and Al-Abdi. But then you got to find out, okay, who's narrating this hadith from Muhammad ibn Kathir? Who? Who's narrating the hadith from Muhammad ibn Kathir? Y'all got to be joking me, man.
Killing those mother technicalities. Those motherfuckers. Hell no. I'm killing those motherfuckers. Shit. Hell no. Those motherfuckers, I'm killing their asses. Motherfucker.
Chill.
I'm killing their ass.
Chill. Pray rak'atayn, akhi, and ta'awud billah.
Hell no, I ain't doing shit. Motherfucking cowards. I need a ride home, shit. I ain't got no fucking money.
Can anybody take the brother home?
Yeah, I need to take a ride home.
Relax.
No,
We got you, akhi, relax.
I ain't fucking pussy. Walaikum salam, what's up? I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk right now.
Who was that, Robert?
No, I'm doing that.
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
ابنه عبد الملك مش عبد الملك الكبير عبد الملك الزهري.
Oh. Alright, so he said, after that he said what? عن أبي مسعود الأنصاري رضي الله عنه قال جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال إني أبدع بي فأحملني.
Shut the fuck up. I don't hear that shit.
قال لك انت
ويا ما يأخذ الدواء حقه. ويحتاج يأخذ دواء بس ما يأخذ.
I'll kill you motherfucking ass, nigga.
So he said جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال إني أبدع بي
Fuck the Arabs.
فأحملني.
Talk about the Arabs. All the Pakistanis. All the fucking Yahudi. Fuck all of them. I'll kill all these fucking ass. Motherfucking liars.
Free.
Man, fuck that shit.
We're in the masjid, akhi.
I don't give a fuck.
Relax, akhi, relax.
Hell no. I ain't some fucking cocaine.
No, this is insane.
It's a pussy.
واحد منكم روح إلى بيت عبد الملك.
انا هانق لو يوصل يدي لك انا دافع عليك.
Bring the phone. Who's that? Which Abdul Malik?
The small one?
قلت لك يا زين.
No, they not that.
أنا بروح معك.
روح.
أنا بروح معك.
أنا هنا عشان أنا هنا
Yeah,
لك.
no, no, I understand.
أنا هنا ندافع على أبوك. هو أبدا الدرس ما هكذا أبدا. والله أول يوم.
يعني
You want to talk to him?
That was fast enough.
Oh, he's on live.
Yeah, he knew what was going on there. Alright, so he said, alright, we can
Why?
try to finish this hadith. فقال إني أبدع بي
What happened?
فاحملني. أبدع بي, it means what?
Okay.
أبدع بي, it means that like he had a riding animal, but then something happened and now he's not able to, whatever, maybe the animal became too tired so it wasn't able to continue. Maybe it died, whatever, maybe something happened to it, broken leg or something, whatever happened, but he wasn't able to continue on in the journey because something happened to the animal that he uses for riding. Just like if a person were in a car and his car breaks down and then he's stranded, you know. So in this case, he would say, "Ubdi'abi," you know, like I'm stranded, I can't get back. Fahmilni. Fahmilni, it means what? Yeah, like allow me to ride with you and just take me to, you know, let me ride with you so I can get closer to wherever it is that I'm trying to go. So قال لا أجد ولكن, so this is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam speaking. He said لا أجد. He said I don't have anything that I can help you with right now. But he said ولكن ائتي فلان. But go to fulan, go to this person. فلعله أن يحملك. And this person, and hopefully inshallah he'll take you to the place that you're trying to get to. So he said فأتاه. So he went to whom? فحمله فأتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So he took him to where he needed to go, and then he came to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم فأخبره, and then he informed him فقال من دل على خير فله مثل أجر فاعله. So he said whoever does, so here, because the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم wasn't able to do it, so what did he do? He told him to what? Go to Fulan and go to him, and inshallah that he'll take you to where you need to go. And he did it. So who was the fa'il? Huh? No. The other guy was the fa'il, but who was the dal ala al-khayr? Rasulullah, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right. So who gets the reward? They both get the reward. Because he said, من دل على خير فله مثل أجر فاعله. Because he would have, if he had the means to do it, he would have done it. You understand? So the intention was there to help the brother, but he wasn't able to, like if you come to my house and say, hey, you know, I'm really hungry, can you feed me? Well, if I don't have any food in my house, what? But if I had food, what? I would have given it to you. I would have helped you. I would have, like, whatever you needed, I would have given to you. But I don't. But I know somebody who does. So I said, look, you know, let me call this person up and go to him, and inshallah he'll help you out. You understand? So in this case, then khalas. And then when the person, he goes to that person and intah, you know. So again, it goes back to the intentions of the first person. Now, if the person had the intentions, like, look, I want to help you, but I can't, so I'll find somebody else. But then you get other people, they have the means to help the person, but what? They won't help them. They just call somebody else to help them. You know. So in this case, Allah knows best. You know, everything goes back to the person's intentions. So whatever he intends, then what? Inshallah, that's what he gets. You know, so if he intended to do good for the person, but he didn't find the means, so he helped him out in a different way, then alhamdulillah, he gets the ajr of the person who did the good in the first place. This hadith is muttafaqun alayhi, it's in Bukhari and Muslim. Yes. Alright, so obviously it's authentic. So both of these hadith, they are what? Authentic. Alright, any questions?
Okay, so Imam bin Hanbal, he narrated, like, he took all the hadith, doesn't matter if it's sahih or But Sahih Bukhari is the one who made sure which one is Sahih and which one is
Yeah.
not. But Imam Muhammad, he just took anything.
He was compiling. But he wouldn't just take any, like, you know, like the mawdu'at and all these types of things. No, I mean, obviously. But he was compiling because you know, in those days they wanted to compile all the narrations that they had from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all of them. All right, so whether so they didn't have the strictness of like making sure that the hadith are like absolute, authentic. You understand? So this is what he was doing, right? So with Ahmed ibn Hanbal, he was one of the compilers, you know, the compiler. So, yeah. Is there women back there?
I don't know.
There was. I don't know. I think those brothers left though. I don't know. There was the families.
Check it off.
Huh?
Did we do it?
Well, just to make sure he's got everything under control. Like I said, the brother just needs to take his medicine. The brother just needs to take his medicine. He had an episode a while back, maybe a month ago. So they locked him up in an institution. And he was refusing to take his medicine. So if he takes his medicine, inshallah, he's a very good brother. But if he doesn't, yeah, well, this is not the first time, but
for me.
yeah, for us it's not. So that's why we just keep the darts going, you know, just keep it moving. Because I know this because this happened on Friday. Huh?
It's under control now.
Hey, he just needs to take his medicine up here, that's all. Because he came up to me after the khutbah and started talking like this, and I was like, oh no, he's not, right? But I mean, I like, you know, yeah, man, what's going on? Any questions?
Yes. Sorry. Did we take hadith to number 240 yesterday?
You asking me or they asking me?
They're asking.
No, I don't think we did. We'll take it tomorrow, so just remind me tomorrow. Yeah.
Someone named, I think he's Russian. He says Abu Volcanic. Allah. Could we do that? Because I remember he sent this comment when you were talking about scare gestures. Could we do that with our nephew/niece as a play gesture without scaring them?
Like what?
For example, like peekaboo with a baby.
If you can play it, if you know, the child or whatever, the person understands it's just a game and understands what you're doing, but not you sneaking up and frightening the person. Yeah.
Does the ruling change when you do a prank with a kafir?
And I mean, the hadith says, la yarawar. Muslim la yarawar Muslim. So it doesn't, but still, I wouldn't. I mean, why? Because that's their behavior. That's the behavior of the kuffar. Why would we take on their behavior? Like I said, that's immature anyways. The type of stuff that they do is immature. It's immature, it's disrespectful, and goes against everything that Islam is about. So why would we do that? I mean, so going around and doing these pranks, and especially making videos and embarrassing people like that, well, like, nah. A Muslim should never be a part of that, ever. Ever. And a Muslim should be a part of everything that's righteous, everything that's upright, everything that brings back morality to society, everything that brings back structure to society, everything that brings back, you know, just proper manners, proper character. That's what a Muslim should be a part of. A Muslim should never be a part of these types of things, what these kuffar do.
Is it from the sunnah to lick the plate after someone eats to get all the food so they don't waste any?
Yeah. Hadith.
This is a big message, but basically, sometimes
Not to like lick the plate, like, you know, like take the plate and lick it. That would be kind of like, but you take up all the stuff with your hand and you can lick your finger, lick it, you know, just to make sure that you got up all the food and make sure that you got the barakah, you know. But it's not necessary that you have to, because I mean, obviously, if you're at somebody's house, man, you pick up the plate, start licking the plate, you're not being invited back to that person's house again.
Keep the plate.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna send you home with the plate. Yeah. So now I wouldn't do that to that part. But just, you can get the sauce up or whatever. Or if he's got bread, take the bread and try to get the rest of the maraq or whatever, the broth that's left in the plate, and get it up.
Sometimes when something good happens, one person will say takbir, and everyone says Allahu Akbar. Would this be a bid'ah?
I've never seen anything from the Sunnah to support something like that.
Would this be considered a bid'ah since every dhikr, unization?
And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man wajada khayran falyahmadillah, wa man wajada ghayra dhalik fala yalumanna illa nafsa." All right. So if you find any good in your life, then what should you say? Alhamdulillah, falyahmadillah. He didn't say falyukabbir Allah. He didn't say Allahu Akbar. He said, "Man wajada khayran falyahmadillah." Whoever finds good, let him praise Allah. وَمَنْ وَجَدَ غَيْرَ ذَلِكَ فَلَا يَلُمَنَّ إِلَّا نَفْسَهُ. And whoever finds other than good, then what? He's got nobody to blame but himself. Yeah.
Is it since every...
Is he taking the brother home or what?
I don't know. Because when
Go check outside and see.
He gave me the signal like I got it from here.
Yeah, because he calmed down once he saw Abdul Malik. So. I was just waiting. I was like, oh no, man, it's gonna be.
When he came, I went like this. I was about to throw him because he looked like he was gonna put his hand. From my point of view, it looked like his hand was going. So I went like this to get up and push him. That's why.
No, as long as he's talking, let him talk. Well, don't let him talk like that. Obviously, that's what I was trying to tell him. We're in the masjid, but if he's not talking, then that's when we're gonna have to cut the live stream off and.
Wallahi, I thought he was gonna hit you when he came in. And how close he was, I thought he was actually gonna hit you. That's why I was like, whoa,
Alhamdulillah, people get to see the reality of the situation of the Muslims in America. Our situation is sad. We got a lot of work to do. And it's sad that, we have a lot of brothers that, been affected with these types of things, man. It's sad, but we gotta, they're still our brothers and we still gotta be patient with them, so alhamdulillah.
Brother Omar says, is it permissible to work as a doorman / security guard in the West? Work in offices specifically.
A doorman
/ security guard in the West.
It depends on what you're a doorman / security guard for.
Like for a hospital.
If it's a hospital, if it's something that's mubah, yeah. If you're like the door guard for like Budweiser, canning or packaging thing, then no. But yeah, so places that serve alcohol, like a nightclub or something like that, then no. But if it's something that's permissible for you to go into, yeah. In fact, we've been talking about this for a long time. The number one people, we as Muslims, we should have the top security companies throughout America. The fact that security is not a Muslim control, if you look at the thing in America, right, and the situation, you can look at certain things like gold, right, music, movies. Who controls that? You don't say it. I'm just saying. There's a group of people that control those things, right? And you can look at different things and you can see there's demographics of people that control certain things, right? But the Muslims, with our numbers, with the discipline that we're supposed to have, the self-control that we're supposed to have, we control absolutely nothing. There's no industry in America that we can say okay, that's Muslims control that. Smoke shops in Fresno, yeah, you could say it's a Yemeni thing, dollar stores and smoke shops, but it's not a Muslim thing. And and that's why I'm saying you're not seeing these businesses as Muslim businesses. You're seeing them as what? Arab-owned businesses, right? You're not seeing them as Muslim. And even the names of a lot of these shops, you're not going to see Yemeni shops with Muslim names and things that are going to attract Muslims. It's more or less made to attract the kuffar.
Yes, they do.
Huh?
Yes, they do.
Nah, I'm saying in general.
In general, I'm talking in Fresno. There's a smoke shop. It's called Yemeni smoke shop.
That's not attracting khayr.
No, it actually does.
It's going to attract Yemenis to a smoke shop. Muslims to a smoke shop. That is not khair.
No, I'm not saying it's khair.
I'm talking about like pizza shops and things like that. You know, you'll see these generic names, but you're not gonna see anything that's gonna like. If you saw that shop and you didn't know that it was a Muslim that owned it, you probably would never like. You know, like Cam's Pizza. You know, when I was at a Masjid Badr and I asked them, I said, "What's the halal pizza place?" Y'all didn't. Nobody knew.
Yeah, I was.
Oh no, you weren't with us that day. But I'm saying all the brothers that I was with, nobody knew. And they said go to Camp. So we looked it up on the thing, on Google Maps, and we went there. We would have never known that was a Muslim restaurant. There's nothing it doesn't say like all our meat is halal. You know, there's nothing there that's gonna let you know that unless it's you know a Muslim tells you. So these I don't consider them like Muslim industries, Muslim businesses. All right, Muslim businesses like security and things like that's what we should be controlling. We should be controlling things like that because the type of discipline that a Muslim should have. You know, you already got a whole, you know, like the Shabab should already be growing up with what? Not smoking cigarettes, not smoking weed, not messing with girls, not doing drugs, not drinking, not doing any of these types of things that these kuffar do. Who would you rather have as security? A kafir that's going to get done with his shift and go drink and get drunk and then come back the next day with a hangover? Or a Muslim that you know he's not going to drink. You're not going to find him in the club. You're not going to see him on, you know, on some Twitter video acting stupid. You know, so which one would you rather have protecting your property? But yet we don't take any advantage of this type of situation that we have. Nothing. Because number one, most of our youth are not disciplined. We have the most undisciplined youth. Not praying Fajr, not doing that. If we had youth that woke up every single morning, woke up and you got them up, they made wudu, they went to the masjid, they prayed Fajr, they sat down, they read Quran. Discipline. Discipline. That takes discipline, that takes control. You know, but we don't have youth like that. We're not producing that because we're not producing it because what?
They are not.
We're not living it. The older generations aren't living it, so they're not producing it. Most of the Muslims now are producing from their children what? The next generation of kids that are going to run the smoke shop, run the dollar store, run the clothing store, run the whatever store it is that he's got, the pizza shop. That's all he's producing. He's not producing a Muslim that's going to function in society, you know, with morality, with good character, with all these types of things. So we have nothing, akhi. I mean, look at like, you know, if you had real Muslims practicing their religion, akhi, you start to see like all of these types of things, we take over everything. We would start to take over everything. Look at what's going on in a lot of the fighting sports. And who's becoming the top athletes in fighting right now? Muslims. And then what are the kuffar saying about them? They say, how are you going to fight against these Muslims? They're too disciplined. This is what the kuffar are saying. I've heard these interviews where these kuffar say, how are you going to fight against these guys? You know, they get married, that's it. That's his only wife, unless he gets another wife. But he's not messing around with girls in the club. He's not drinking. He's not doing all these things. These brothers are going in and knocking these dudes out. What, the Muslim brother, what's his name? Just crushed that guy's mouth this morning. Go look it up on the internet. He just crushed his mouth. I read it, you know, I read that thing today. I don't know. Huh? There you go, my son knows. I can never remember this brother's name, man.
I didn't even know there was a fight.
Crushed his mouth, he put him in the headlock and knocked his teeth straight down. Yeah, that's strong, that's powerful. Kuffar gonna be scared to fight homeboy after that. But that's discipline. This dude's not running around drinking. I mean, I don't know what his lifestyle is, but I'm just saying, this is my assumption of him, because he's a Muslim. I would assume khair, you know, but, and he lets the people know about his Islam. So yeah, man. I mean, subhanAllah, we imagine like having these types of security companies with brothers that are disciplined like that.
So I had a Yemeni brother who was selling that smoke shop was halal to open up, like to own a smoke shop. So he said,
It is for people who don't practice the deen.
No, halal.
It's halal for the people that want to be like the Jews and the Christians, yeah.
Oh, halal according to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the munafiqun, yeah, it's halal. Everything's halal for the munafiq.
yeah, they say it wasn't mentioned in the Quran, so they were trying to.
Oh, so Quran didn't mention smoke shops.
Yeah, so they're trying to explain to me it's halal. And so, I mean, if they open a smoke shop, they're going to end up opening a Qamar inside, down for sheep.
Strip club.
Well, like these types of Yemenis here are an embarrassment to their forefathers, the ones that came into Islam and with their whole self, like, you know, The ones when they heard the message of Islam, they just entered straight into Islam. Without fighting, without arguing, these Yemenis now that do this type of stuff are an embarrassment to the country. An embarrassment, wallahi, to all the khair that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you go throughout the history of Yemen, wallahi, the history of Yemen is full of khair, full of knowledge, Just look in the last couple hundred years, from Al-Amir al-Sanani, Shokani, Al-Muallami, people that you don't even know who they are. But you know who Hamid al-Ahmar is, all these Mufsidun fil Ard and who they are. But then you don't know who the khair is. And Sheikh Muqbil and what he did in Yemen is unmatched. Throughout the history of Yemen, it's unmatched what Sheikh Muqbil did. Because if you look at the dawah of like Abdul Razak al-Sanani, Al-Imam Ahmed goes all the way down to Yemen to study with him, to take hadith from him. Look at like Al-Mu'allami and the books that he wrote, like a Tankil, and with the khidmah that he did for like Ilm al-Rijal and Jarh wa Ta'dil and Ilm al-Hadith. Look at what he did. Look at Amir al-Sanani and fiqh and Shokani and fiqh and everything else anything else that they wrote about. But their dawah did not spread the way that Sheikh Muqbil's dawah spread. Could you imagine that this man sitting in a village, doesn't have a YouTube channel, and there was no internet at that time. When he started giving dawah, there was no internet. But then people in America were hearing about him, people in Britain were hearing about him, people in Indonesia were hearing about him, and all these people flocked to Yemen to go study with this man. And the Yemenis even from all the different parts of Yemen will go to the Damascus just to study with him. And that was unheard of and throughout all the history of Yemen. So all the khair, wallahi, these people that do these smoke shops and these people that do all this garbage, wallahi, they're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment, they're an abomination, wallahi, in comparison to the good history. The Yemen, in the dua of the Prophet ﷺ when he said, Allahumma barak lana fi shamina wal yamanina. They take the barakah of that ballad and they use it for nothing but haram. And these people, wallahi, they're a disgrace. Wallahi, they're a disgrace. Wallahi, and all that money that they earn from all the haram that they're doing, wallahi, is going to be nothing but hasaratan alayhim yawm al-qiyamah. All of it, wallahi, they're going to be the biggest, they're going to have the most regret on the day of judgment. There's no excuse. Well, you can't sit here and talk about you come from Yemen and you didn't know. You didn't know what all the khair and the knowledge that's spread all around Yemen is. Allah musta'an. Any other questions?
Did anyone quote that? Did anyone quote either?
I don't even think anybody's thinking about it. We're just trying to come down off the drama from tonight.
This is, if someone does sihr, clearly the sihr is takfir permissible upon him?
If he's working with the jinn and doing isti'anah bil jinn for the sihr, it is a kafir. Khalas. It's kafir.
Question, Hamid says, what about us having security during Jum'ah?
You should. If you feel that there's a need for it, you should have it. Protecting the Muslims and letting the Muslims feel comfortable. That's alhamdulillah. But if there's no need for it, to have brothers missing the khutbah and missing the khair, but if there's a need for it, then definitely, yeah.
Oh, are we waiting? Oh, wait, are you waiting? For
No, go ahead.
Are you waiting for Adab? Umar said, I think about security contracting, which is more military based, but I don't know if that is permissible. And you can't get into it without having past military experience.
If you got a lot of Muslims that were in the military, you use that to the advantage. These brothers that were in the military and it's going to waste, and you got security companies, put them in. All Muslim security companies, and they can help out the people that don't have that experience. That's what the kuffar do. The kuffar, they take all these ex-military dudes and they put them in these companies. And Muslims are just wasting it. Especially nowadays, man, with all the stuff that's going on. And security is probably going to be one of the biggest businesses pretty soon. You know, because the way that the society is going, actually, it's not going to be long before, you know, there's nothing you can protect. You know, you look at it like all these stores locking up everything, and you know, they're even scared to even deal with people, but they'll bring in security to deal with that for them. You know, and the same thing like I was talking with the brother Abdul Malik before. You know, we take these brothers that come out of prison, they can't own guns, but they can do like, you know, unarmed security. Give them jobs, give them a chance, you know, because these brothers are already coming out of prison disciplined. So this gives them opportunity to keep that discipline going and just khalas. Now that, you know, they got enough money, they can go get married, they can do the things that they need to do, and they don't need to go back to the streets. They don't have to be back to the streets. I said, but like I told the brother, I said, those brothers that come out of prison, that's going to be special security. That's going to be the security when you see them. You know, la marhaban bikum. You know, it's like those brothers are coming for damage. They ain't coming for like to sit there and like play patty cake with you or nothing like that. You know, but I mean, you have different levels of security. You know, you have that little guy that'll sit in the chair at the supermarket and do nothing type of security, and you got the security that's gonna, you know, you make one false move, you're gonna be in the hospital. I mean, we can control all of that, inshallah, by the permission of Allah, but we just need to be. We have to have the right minds. We have to have the right youth, and we're not developing that. Let's just face it, man. Most of the youth today, they're not, you know, number one, there's no environment for seeking knowledge. It doesn't exist in any of the masajid. So the youth, they're not going to come up just like wanting to, like, oh, I want to memorize Quran and Hadith. Who's talking like that? The environment doesn't exist in any of the masajid that you go to. Okay, so most of the youth, they're not going to want to seek knowledge. And once that environment starts to exist, and then, you know, you'll start to see more and more people start to be inclined to seeking knowledge. But we have to have other things. And even if the environment did exist, let's just face it, not everybody is going to continue seeking knowledge. Even amongst the students of knowledge, there's different levels. You got the guy who's going to go there just to study. He wants to get the Arabic language. He wants to be able to understand the Quran. And maybe he just wants to know the things that are obligatory upon him. And he's done. He's going to go back out and get a job and continue. I know brothers that studied with me from Indonesia. These brothers were like, they memorized the Quran, they memorized Bulugh al-Maram, they studied, but now the brother cannot even speak Arabic because he went back and just got caught up in the dunya. This is just a reality. A lot of people, they're not going to go back and give da'wah. They're not going to go back and teach the people. It's just because the customs, and they're not ready to deal with and have like the patience of what you see on a regular basis. Like what you just saw tonight. We have to deal with this all the time. You know, all the time. I mean, when we get like a 3, 4, 5 day break from it, you know, but it comes back again. Either it's a Muslim or it might be a kafir out on the street or whatever. But these are things that are constant. You have to have patience. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. They're not willing to be patient. So that's just the reality. But we need to have things in place for those Muslims that what? They can have halal work, halal jobs. They can make money. They can get married. They can get a halal wife. Make halal children by the permission of Allah. You know, and then khalas. They can live their lives. But still being disciplined, still being, you know, we're wasting it. We're wasting everything that Allah has given us. You know, so, and if we're not going to take it, Allah will give it to somebody else. Allah will take it and give it to somebody else. Give it to another people. And those people will stand up and take those blessings and do what's right with them. So we need to wake up so we can keep these blessings, inshallah.
Singapore Volcanic says, is it permissible for a woman to exercise, such as walking or jogging outside, in a place with few people around while observing?
Jogging, no. She can get a jump rope or a treadmill and do that stuff inside. Be outside running. See, the thing about it is like a woman running outside would not draw a lot of attention. But a woman running outside fully clothed with her face covered would draw a lot of unwanted attention. And she can go out and walk, you know, and she got the house, the exercise in the house. These brothers are staying strong as I don't know what in the prison cell. She can do it in the house. Run up and down the stairs and things like this, you know, if she has stairs in the house. You know, so alhamdulillah, there's a lot of means to stay fit without having to draw attention and do things that are not permissible.
What about the backyard?
If she can, like, not these backyards, actually, where your neighbors can just look over, if she's got like a wall, like, you know, like how the backyards are in Yemen, or like they put like a 10-foot, 12-foot wall around their house, and then they put these things, like, there's no way, the only way that you can see inside their house, like their yard, is like if you flew a drone over it, you know. But there's no way that you're going to be able to see, you know, if it's something like that, then yeah, she could go outside and run around, because she knows nobody's going to see her. And somebody's really, really trying to, you know. But that person will generally get caught, and then something bad's going to happen to them. We had a neighbor, I don't think you remember that. Anybody came close to his door, he'd just shoot at him. We were like serious, like AK-47 right out the window. Pah! And we just be sitting there talking, and all of a sudden just a gunshot, boom! I'm like, I guess the neighbor saw a dog, you know. It's like, I don't know what he was shooting at, you know, he'd be chewing cotton and he just shoot it.
Yemen.
Yeah, in Yemen.
Oh, I think it's at Florida.
Now we had one neighbor's, no, not in Florida. You go to jail.
Florida man shoots, man thinks he's Gator.
You go to jail, akhi. You know the family Adab. Did you grow up in Yemen, or are you just one of these, you know, Chinese-made Yemenis also?
I came here when I was like 8 years old.
Okay, so you don't know these people. So Adab is like one of these big families in Sana'a, in Yemen, period. You know, and so one day when I was like the kids that would come out from school, I was about to go out, and I saw all these kids running, and there's pow, 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 you know, and there's like 3 shots. And I saw all the kids running. So I saw a brother that I know outside, and he was laughing. So I was like, okay, it's nothing. So I ran outside, just like, man, what's going on? He said he was shooting at his brother. He said his brother was getting in the car, so he shot at the ground, whereas close to his brother to scare him as a prank. And then you just saw all these kids just, ah! But he was just shooting at him as a prank. Like, you know, just shooting like right at his feet. You know, so yeah, you see stuff like that, man.
Would you say it's better for someone to have an apartment upstairs or downstairs?
For what?
Like to live, like for a married couple?
I mean, I would prefer the upstairs, man.
Because it's more private.
And that's how the Yemenis do it anyways. When the Yemenis, they make a building,
You never sleep downstairs.
they have like 3 stories, and the family's gonna take the top floor, and they'll rent out the other 2 floors. But they're not gonna take the bottom floor. Saudi is the exact opposite. The Saudis are weird. The Saudis will take the bottom floor, and they'll rent out the other floors. But I guess maybe it has something to do with the sun. Maybe, because, you know, the sun in Riyadh, it's gonna be busting on that top floor. Like, that's gonna be the hottest floor. But in Yemen, because Sana'a, I guess, I'm assuming this is their reason.
The weather was amazing in Sana'a.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When Sana'a, it's the exact opposite. You want that top floor because you open the windows and the air comes in, and it's lovely, man. You don't need no air conditioner, you don't need anything.
What's your opinion on people say, you know, south and north, like these conflicts? Do you think it should be one Yemen or separate?
Every Muslim country should be one country, should be united, but united on what? So that's what I'm saying. As long as we got, but Islam is kind of a broad term. And united on what? On whose understanding of Islam?
The setup.
You see what I'm saying? So how are we ever gonna? So you got like these communists in the south, you know, and call into like an infisal, and then you got all these tribal jahili dudes in the north that want to follow the Rafida and get involved in that. And in between them, you got so many different groups, akhi. You got this idiot in Hadramaut that sits there and says that he sees like Hud in a dream, you know, and all this other crazy khurafat, and he comes up with like a new sharia because of, you know, him seeing all the prophets in a dream, you know. So I mean, what are you gonna do? Who are we gonna unite on what? You know, whose understanding of Islam? Al-Ba'athi understanding of Islam, Al-Shuyu'iyya, Ishtiraki understanding, you know, Ali Abdullah Saleh's understanding of Islam, and Ali Abdullah Saleh was the best from amongst all of them.
He was a Muslim.
You know? No, he was a rajul. He was a man. These other dudes are a bunch of cowards, akhi. They'll never stand up. Like, Ali Abdullah Saleh was right there. Right there. Y'all want me, come get me type of person. You know, he didn't run away. He didn't flee. They shot a rocket at him when he was in the masjid praying Jummah. They shot a rocket and almost killed the imam on the minbar. Some of the people say they didn't shoot a rocket. Some of them say they put the bombs in the masjid. Well, nah, man, it was right next to my house. He shot a rocket at him. And I'm not going to say who supplied the rocket. And that's why they want the rocket story to be buried. But anyway, but he didn't stop him. He could have run away. He could have gone to another country, taken all the billions of dollars they said that he had, but he went right back to Yemen. Right back to Yemen.
Just like him as Salah bin, just like him or...
No, not like him. Like, he's a dhalim, but we respected him.
Yeah, one time you mentioned about electricity.
Yeah, like Sheikh Mubin didn't want anything from the government. So he refused to have the electricity. Anything from Ali Abdullah Saleh, like anything from the government, yeah, the Maj would have rejected. The Sheikh didn't want it because he knew that it comes with other conditions. And he didn't want anybody to say, he said, we don't want nothing from the government. So that's why you see all these like idiots like, Daniel and, and all his cronies when they run their mouths about, oh, these people taking money from these. And they're like, no, it's never supported by anything. Never supported by no government. They won't accept money from any government. Not Yemen, not Saudi, not anybody. So nobody can say anything about the dawah in Yemen. So,
did you want time for the Kitab
yeah, no, well, we might have to do the Kitab Tawheed tomorrow, man. But what I did want to do, because somebody asked me to read some more from the book, so I will read one chapter, the chapter that everybody on this thing needs to hear. Now, I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I'm just going to read the one section. All right. You got the book. Page 41 for anybody that has the book. Where's your book at?
I didn't bring it.
Why? I told them to send a message. Let people know. You sent the message. All right. So chapter 3, actions which will assist you during your memorization. So this is what I was telling you, that in chapter number 2, I was talking about the habits that you have to get into. And these are just the extra things that will assist you. So I said, as for the introduction to this chapter, the purpose of this chapter is to detail actions one can do outside of the actual memorization plan to make memorizing the Quran much easier. The actions here involve reading, writing, and listening. Like any new science one wishes to master, a person must completely engross himself in that science. Being that our focus here is memorizing the Quran, these extra actions will aid in that engrossing of ourselves in this matter. And so we're only going to read the first action. You want to read action number 2, action number 3, go to Amazon.com. Yes. All right, so action number 1, learn the Arabic language. This is why I said this is what everybody needs to hear right now, all right? All right, I hope this would be a given. I would hope this would be a given. One should learn the Arabic language because it is an obligation upon every Muslim to know enough Arabic to understand the commands and prohibitions in the Quran and the Sunnah. And pay attention. What did I say?
It's an obligation.
It's an obligation on every Muslim. Every Muslim. It's not something that, a few people can stand up and do. Now, when we talk about studying sciences like Nahu, Sarf, Balagha, yeah, that's Farad al-Kifaya. A small group of people have to study it so they can teach what? Everybody else. But when we talk about the Arabic language and understanding what's in the Quran and the Sunnah, that's an obligation. And nobody should neglect that obligation. All right, so there's no excuse for a person to be careless with the language. Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah, mentioned the following in regards to the ruling on learning the Arabic language in his book, Al-Risala, which is actually beautiful. I didn't even know that Imam Shafi'i said this before I was writing this book. I didn't even know that I had a Risala in my house. But what happened was the brother, there's a brother from Philadelphia, a brother named Jamil. He sent me, he's sending me these books, and he sends me pictures of books. Because there's a brother, may Allah have mercy on him, a student of knowledge. He died in Medina, and he had a lot of books. So they want to get the books to people that are going to use them, right, and benefit from the books. So he sends me pictures, and he says, what books do you want? So I saw by Imam Shafi. I said, send that tomorrow. I want right now. Like that was the first book I saw. I said, send it now. So, and I didn't pay attention. You know, I picked up like volume 2, volume 3. I'm reading through it, and I didn't pay attention to the first volume, which is what? What do you think the first volume was? No, the first volume was Al-Risala. But I didn't know that until like, then I picked it up, and then alhamdulillah, then I found a beautiful statement. So here we go. So Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, he said, فعلى كل مسلم أن يتعلم من لسان العرب ما بلغه جهده حتى يشهد به أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم ويتلو به كتاب الله وينطق بالذكر فيما افترض عليه من التكبير وأمر به من التسبيح والتشهد وغير ذلك. So he said that it is binding upon every Muslim to learn the Arabic language to the best of his capabilities, so he can bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and messenger. And he can recite the book of Allah, say the different adhkar that have been made obligatory upon him, but say them with understanding, not just to be able to say them. So he's not just talking about just saying them, but you can't just say things and make dua and do adhkar and all that, and you don't even understand what you're saying. I mean, you can't be pleased with this, right? Obviously, as a new Muslim, especially coming up in the West, you have no choice. You have no choice but to go through this, right? But you should never ever be complacent and pleased with that type of situation. You should always want to like get to the point where you can understand these things, right? So he said, and he can recite the book of Allah, say the different adhkar that have been made obligatory upon him from the takbir, the tasbih, the tashahud, and other forms of adhkar. Because the people they don't even understand the takbir. If you were to tell most people to say, okay, how would you translate Allahu Akbar? What do they say? Oh, Allah is the greatest. That's not what it is. Because it's Allahu Akbar as a what? And then they say Allahu Al-Akbar. If you said Allahu Al-Akbar, then what? It translates as what? Allah is the greatest, right? But when you say Allahu Akbar min kulli shay, that's the understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is greater than everything. You know, so even the understanding of the most basic thing of just saying what? No. Allahu Akbar, the people don't understand it correctly. Because again, the Arabic language, and that's the importance. You know, you're starting your salat off with this and you're not even understanding what you're saying. Then you read Surah Al-Fatiha, you don't understand what you're saying. And see, this is like and like I said, we're not going into like the nahu and the grammatical breakdown of Al-Fatiha and like, okay, why is there a taqdeem here and the ta'khir here? And, you know, we're not dealing with all the different aspects of the language. That comes with like studying, you know, when you study balagha, you study al-ma'ani, that's when you get into that type of stuff. But, you know, just the understanding, just the basic understanding of like, okay, what does alhamd mean? You know, lillahi, what does that mean? You know, you gotta have at least enough Arabic to understand these things. You know, and you can't be pleased not having that. So the author said, how can a Muslim go his entire life on this earth and never exert any effort to understand the speech of Allah? That is insane. Do people actually think that reading English translations is sufficient for them? We need to wake the Muslims up out of the coma. And I said coma. I didn't say the ghafla. Because we're in a coma. Like we're in a straight up coma. We're like completely out of it. We need to wake the Muslims up out of the coma that we find this ummah in. It is from carelessness, neglect, and heedlessness that one does not even attempt to learn the Arabic language. And it's also carelessness, neglect, and heedlessness on the part of the imams of the masjid that don't encourage the Muslims to do what? To learn the Arabic language. To make the Muslims feel comfortable that, oh, don't worry, man, you got the translation and you can read the Noble Quran and you can read Bukhari in English and make the Muslims feel like comfortable with this. And they'll love that, because what's the one thing that the people fear the most? The Yahud, they used to hide knowledge from the people for what purpose?
So they don't take their positions.
Yeah, so their positions remain fixed. Because now, if we're the only people that have the knowledge, you have to what? You have to come to us. So their fear is like what? If we keep encouraging the people to learn Arabic, what are they going to do? They're going to go overseas, they're going to study, they're going to come back, and guess what? Who's not going to have a job as an imam anymore? Because then the people are going to realize that most of these imams don't know anything. مَا يَعْرِفُونَ كُوْعَهُ مِنْ بُعْهِ. Right? What does that mean? You know it? Huh? No, it's not a bad statement. And the Arabs, they say, if a person's a complete idiot, they say, مَا يَعْرِفُ كُوْعَهُ مِنْ بُعْهِ. Good. Yeah. Because you have the core and the board. Like you can't even differentiate between the two bones. They say, yeah. But nowadays everybody doesn't know the difference between the core and the board. So almost done. But yeah.
When you say Assalamu alaikum, they say, what does that mean? It means peace be upon you. Or we say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what does that mean? It means peace be upon him. Come on. You would take
peace and salutations.
Salutations. So they say Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which means peace be upon him. Come on, man. You're taking, come on. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said that's insane. That people get, but it's also that neglect and heedlessness that comes from the leadership of the masajid, where they're not promoting this and not trying to, encourage the people to study the Arabic language. All right. It could also be from arrogance depending on the person. Either way, the punishment for either one is too great if one dies in that state. May Allah protect us. Allah mentioned the heedless throughout the Quran in a manner that is deserving. Allah said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيا وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ, like be patient, make yourself patient with the people that are calling on their Lord. بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. Al-Ghadat, what? Al-Ghadati.
Oh, Al-Ghadati, in the early morning.
In the early part of the day. Wal-Ashi, what? The latter part of the day.
Later part of us.
Yeah. All right. Wal-Ashi, yuriduna wajha. And all they're doing is seeking the face of Allah. They want to be from the people that can look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. That's what they're seeking. And the only way that you can get that is being, Allah being pleased with you. They're looking for the ziyada. Alright, so they said, وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ. And then don't turn your gaze away from them. What? تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيا. Because you want something from the embellishments, what's the word? The decorations or the embellishments of this world. Alright, what did I translate it as?
Adornment.
The luxuries, design the luxuries of this world. Alright. وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبُهُ. And don't obey the one that we made his heart heedless of our remembrance. عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ. And he follows his desires. وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. And his affairs are all to what? What do we say? فُرُطًا, it means what?
Scattered.
No.
Every
time.
No. It was just because I'm so used to it. That's what.
Yeah. That means whatever he does, Allah doesn't put any barakah in it, and it comes to nothing. Because all these people in the dunya, they work, and then what? Nothing. It all ends for them. You look at all the people, all the big businessmen and all these people that used to be famous even 100 years ago. Where are they now? Where's their wealth? Where's everything that they worked for? It's nothing. Doesn't even exist. But now look at somebody, we talked about Imam Shawkani. His knowledge is still being taught amongst the people. We're still benefiting from his books. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, we're still benefiting from his books and his works. And, so here, there's no liyat. Here, they're Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts barakah in the stuff that they did because they did it. And Allah knows best, Allah, hasibu. We can only say our husn al-dhan with them is that they did these things with ikhlas. And they did them, seeking the pleasure of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved what they did, But look at all these businessmen. You think in 100 years anybody's going to know who Bill Gates is, Stephen Jobs? Most people now, they're already forgetting who Stephen Jobs is. Right? He's already forgotten. For most of the people coming out, they don't know who he is. They don't care. So you think they care? You think they're going to remember them in 100 years? But the people that call to the Sunnah, you think the people are going to remember Sheikh Al-Albani in 100 years? Sheikh Mobil, Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Al-Uthaymeen. Yeah, because it's going to continue. Allah will preserve what they did by His permission, inshallah. So those are the people that you remain patient with. You remain patient with the people of Khair. Those are the people that are trying to learn the deen, understand the deen. But these people that they're amruhum ila diya, these people that just call to the dunya, they're not encouraging the people to learn the deen, practice the deen, learn the Arabic language, understand the Quran and the Sunnah and the language that it was revealed. And we can all learn Arabic. Akhi, it's not like some super duper difficult task. I mean, I remember like one time I was like, somebody called me about a job in China, but just to show you, right? Yeah, they called me from China, right? And they're asking me, they said, well, if you come to China, you have to learn the Chinese language. So I was in Yemen at the time. They called me Yemen. So the person said, you know Arabic? I said, alhamdulillah, I learned a little bit. Says, you can speak fluently? I said, I'll do my best. So, Chinese will be easy for you, right? Chinese will be easy. Once you know Arabic, Chinese, this is person lived in amongst the Arabs, tried to learn Arabic. He said, no, Chinese will be easy for you. Because Arabic, what it does to your mind, akhi. When the Arabs from before that you really understood the Arabic language, it opens up your mind. And that's why, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say at the beginning of Surah Yusuf?
نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص ما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن.
No, that's not the ayat I'm looking for. Quran and Arabian, la'allakum what? Ta'aqilun. Because the thing that really gives you the aql first off is to understand the Quran and the Sunnah in the Arabic language. It opens up your mind. I think I brought the ayat here anyway, so. But, and it strengthens your mind. English is an idiot's language, akhi. Wallahi, you can take the dumbest farmer, put him in America for like 6 months and he'll start speaking English. It's not an educated man, and it never was an educated person's language. It was a farmer's language. So when back in the in the time of the Elizabethan era, where this fake person Shakespeare, where the whole reason why they created this person of Shakespeare was to make English palatable and make it to where it's like this is a language that we can use for science and education. Because before that, nobody used the English language for that. The people that wanted to understand like sciences, what they used to do is they used to take the books, they would go to Andalus, and they would take the books of medicine and they would translate them into Latin and Greek. And so for you to study medicine, and before they did that, to study medicine, you had to study Arabic first. But then they went and started translating them, but they wouldn't translate them into English. Because English was a garbage language. They didn't respect it. They looked at it as like, just like you would look at like these dudes in the street and call that English. That's how they looked at the English language in totality. It's an idiot's language. They learned Latin, they learned Greek, and they would translate all those books that they got from the Arabs into those languages. But then they eventually, after the whole Shakespeare stuff and all that, then they started translating it into English and putting those books into English and saying that this is an educated language. No, it's not. It's garbage. It's garbage. Nobody should be proud that he speaks the English language. But you go back to Yemen, wallahi, you're going to see the people, wallahi, they will spend so many hours, and their whole focus in life is what? Just to speak English, just to learn English. This is the way I'm going to get paid, and this is, the Arabic. The Arabic is what's going to open up your mind. And you're going to see when you start to study, you start to learn the Arabic language, like things like your mind starts to function at a different level. It's a whole different level than it functioned when you just spoke English. That will happen with any language, right? If you learn the second language, but with Arabic, you'll see it's a whole nother. You're on a whole nother playing field once you can understand it. So he said the Prophet ﷺ was commanded to remain patient with the believers and to avoid sitting with the heedless people. Those are the people that have no concern with the deen. The heedless people are the people of desires that will exert 100% effort to get the dunya, but they will not even exert a 10% effort to get the next life. They are not concerned with memorizing the Quran, studying the Arabic language, or learning their deen. Their concern is to pray 5 times a day and fast Ramadan, and that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done for the year. I did my 5 times. I fasted Ramadan. That's it. I'm not giving no more effort. The rest of their lives is spent on actions which have no benefit in the deen. Allah also said about the heedless people, وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا وَلَهُمْ أَعْيُنٌ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ بِهَا وَلَهُمْ آذَانٌ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا أُولَٰئِكَ كَالْأَنْعَامِ بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْغَافِلُونَ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا. ذَرَأْنَا, it means what? خَلَقَنَا. لَقَدْ خَلَقَنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that verily we have created for Jahannam. That there's all these people, all these heedless people, they were created for the purpose of what? Being from the people of Jahannam. They were created for that purpose. مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ لَهُمْ. And then he describes them. Who are these people? لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. And it shows you also that the understanding is what? Is in the heart. It's not in the brain like these kuffar say. The understanding is in the heart. He said, لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. That they have hearts that they don't understand. They don't even use their heart to try to seek to understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them. So again, how can you do that if you don't know the Arabic language? So I mean, that's awla. Min bab al-awla that you study the Arabic language. Because otherwise you're not going to have. So use the heart to understand the deen, to understand the language first that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran in. In the Sunnah, in the language of the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the language that he spoke. So he said, وَلَهُمْ أَعْيُنٌ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ بِهَا لَا يُبْصِرُونَ الْحَقِّ وَلَا يُبْصِرُونَ الْخَيْرِ. All they see is what? Dunya. And what they can. So they're using their basar, the vision that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them for what? For everything but what He's given it to you. He's given it to you for His obedience, to use it in His obedience. You have the vision. You can sit down and read the Quran. You can read the Sunnah. But is that what the people are using it for? Then he said, وَلَهُمْ آذَانٌ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا. And they have like ears, but they don't hear the truth with it. They hear batil. All they want to listen to is music. They want to listen to foolishness. But they don't want to use their hearing to listen to the Quran, or listen to the ulama teach the deen, or listen to anything that's going to bring them benefit. They want to use their hearing for batil. Said, أُولَٰئِكَ كَالْأَنْعَامِ. Those are like, these people are like livestock. And then he said, بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ. No, they're even more misguided. And why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ? Why did He say that?
They're like less guided than.
But why? Why did He say that?
Because animals make the spit, right?
Well, but the animals have an excuse. Allah didn't give them an aql. They don't have a mind to use in the first place. So you can excuse an animal for being an animal. But can you excuse a human being that Allah has given all these faculties to and He uses none of them? He wants to act as dumb as an animal, but He's not. Allah didn't create him like a farm animal. Allah didn't create him like that. Allah gave him everything when he came out the womb of his mother, but he doesn't want to use it. So he's worse. بَلْهُمْ أَضَلُّ. They're more misguided than the animals, because the animals have what? Have an excuse. Alright. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْغَافِلُونَ. And these people are the heedless. These are the heedless people. So he said, all the faculties that Allah has given us, sight, hearing, and a heart to perceive and understand, and the heedless people never use these faculties in their obedience to Allah. They either use them for the disobedience of Allah, or to get the life of this world. Allah said in the Quran, وَاللَّهُ أَخْرَجَكُم مِّن بُطُونِ أُمَّهَاتِكُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brought you forth, brought you out of the wombs of your mothers. لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا, that you don't know anything. You weren't born, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. You weren't born with an IQ of whatever number is a high IQ. You were born what? Gaga goo goo. That's all you used to do. You get hungry, what do? Scream. You're urinating on yourself, you're defecating on yourself, and every time you do that, you what? You scream. You don't even know words. You haven't got to gaga goo goo yet. Alright, so you know nothing. But look how arrogant this person who comes out the stomach doesn't know anything. But look how arrogant he becomes, and he thinks he knows something. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the kuffar, He said what? يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ مِنَ الْآخِرَةِ إِيش؟ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. That they only know superficial, even amongst the dunya. The most educated kuffar, all they know is the superficial understanding of the dunya, of the hayat dunya. They don't even know in-depth knowledge of the dunya. They don't even have that. They just have very, very ABC superficial knowledge of the dunya. And this is all they live for. But the worst part of this is what? They spent all their lives trying to learn the dunya, and learn what's here, they only get this little scratch the surface knowledge, but and then they're heedless about the next life. So what do you think is going to happen to them? And if we act like them, what do you think is going to happen to us? So he said, they never use the okay, yeah, I was at the ayah, right. لا تعلمون شيئا وجعل لكم. So after this, you come out the wombs, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a sama, it gives you what? Hearing. What abasar, and gives you sight. What afida, and gives you the heart. And to perceive these things. لعلكم what? Tashkurun, with the hopes that you use these things in the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's shukr. Shukr is that you use these things to thank the one who gave them to you. How do you thank the one that gave them to you? Listening to music, acting like a gangster, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. Is that how you thank him for all the things that he's given you? So you see how these kuffar are. Allah gives them a mind. What do they try to do with their mind? They try to deaden it. They deaden it with all the drugs and all the stupidity that they do. They deaden their minds. So instead of using their mind and being thankful and grateful to Allah, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increasing them in the strength of their mind, they deaden it. They actually seek to destroy their mind. Seek to destroy their mind. Look at their weekends. Look at what they work every day. They work hours and hours and hours and hours to do what? To pass out drunk on a Friday and to wake up next to a toilet on Saturday. This is the life of a kuffar. I mean, what? And this was our lives. This is the life that we knew, and Allah took us out of this. Should we not be grateful and thankful for this? So here it says, show gratitude to Allah by learning His deen and obeying Him with the knowledge that He has gifted you. The way you show your gratitude is through your obedience to Him. How can you be considered grateful to the one you openly disobey without any concern? And that's that. How can you be considered grateful to the one you openly disobey without any concern? You openly disobey Him with no concern. How can you ever be grateful for all the things that He's given you? That's a slap in the face, I think. That's like, somebody gives you money, and then you instead of thanking the person, what do? You needed to pay your rent. And he says, here you go, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you pay the rent. Take this money, and you turn around and insult his mother.
Oh.
Imagine that. But what you're doing to Allah is worse than that. Worse, way worse. But just imagine, this is just between insan. You would think that this is the worst person on the face of the earth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you all these faculties and asks you, just do this. Do this, and do this, and do this, and made the deen yusr. Even where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, well, inna hadha deen yusr. You know what? It's made easy for you. He made easy for everything for you. But it's still, Allah musta'an. Insane, man. Not being concerned with learning the Arabic language is turning away from the revelation. Like I said, it's not meaning that the person who tries to learn Arabic, but he just, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just didn't give him the intelligence. He tried. He'll get the reward for his effort, right? But we're talking about the person who not even concerned, doesn't even give the effort. It's turning away from the revelation. This is a form of turning your back on what Allah has sent down. How can you live your life without being concerned that you do not understand the speech of Allah? This is a punishment in the dunya. Allah said in the Quran, سَأَصْرِفُ عَنْ آيَاتِيَ الَّذِينَ يَتَكَبَّرُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ وَإِنْ يَرَوْا كُلَّ آيَاتٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَا وَإِنْ يَرَوْا سَبِيلَ الرُّشْدِ لَا يَتَّخِذُوهُ سَبِيلًا وَإِنْ يَرَوْا سَبِيلَ الْغَيِّ يَتَّخِذُوهُ سَبِيلًا ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُم كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَكَانُوا عَنْهَا غَافِلِينَ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised for these types of people that turn their backs on the revelation, what? سَأَصْرِفُ عَنْ آيَاتِيَ الَّذِينَ يَتَكَبَّرُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. So the people that act arrogant in the land, and these are the people that they feel like they're above this. I don't need to learn this. I don't need to do this.
You forgot in translation, with arrogance in the land without right.
I told you, a lot of these translations, I just took them from out of the Noble Quran or whatever. If I saw something that like this one, I fixed the translation because the Ra'na, they didn't translate it as creation. I think
You translate like we have placed.
Yeah, something. Yeah, but yeah, when I went to the tafsir and read, because all of these ayat, I went back to the tafsir of every single one, just to make sure, to check it. But alhamdulillah. So he says, سَأَصْرِفُ عَنْ آيَاتِي الَّذِينَ يَتَكَبَّرُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. So I'm going to what? Turn these people away. from my ayat. And see, you can tell that I didn't translate it because of what? I don't translate the word ayat. I just write the word ayat. I don't translate it. But it's translated as signs, which is correct. All right. Ayati alladhina yatakabbaruna fil ard. The ones who act justly, unjustly with what? With arrogance in the land. What did you say? That's the unjustly part. That's what I feel like they translated بغير الحق, because if you had the haq, it would be just. But it's unjust because it's بغير الحق. وَإِنْ يَرَوْا كُلَّ آيَاتٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَا. If they see every single sign, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent every single sign down, they will never believe in it. Alright, they won't believe in it. وَإِنْ يَرَوْا سَبِيلَ الرُّشْدِ لَا يَتَّخِذُهُ سَبِيلًا. And if they see the path of guidance, they see the path that leads to guidance, they don't take this as the path. But if they see what? The path of al-ghayb, of misguidance, of the path of deviance, what do? They take that path. That's the path that's appealing to them, because it appeals to the evil that's within themselves. You know, so they want that path of like hanging out with girls, of smoking weed, of doing all these types of things, because that's what appeals to them. And he said, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا. That's because they lied about our signs. They denied them. وَكَانُوا عَنْهَا غَافِلِينَ. And they were completely heedless. Alright. And it goes on. We'll stop here because you brothers look tired, man. Yes?
I don't know.
We want me to finish this part or what?
No, go ahead.
Huh? What's that?
No, do you have food at your house?
Yeah, inshallah. Well, I will finish this and then
There's
we'll
a
go.
deli right next to the ice cream shop in Manhattan City. They make pretty good food.
Yemenis too.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Yemeni deli. It's called Manhattan. You never, it's a meat halal.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Man, how's it been?
No, it doesn't.
Because it's owned by the brother Nabil.
It's owned by Nabil.
Owned by, like, he's one of the co-owners.
Oh, so they don't serve pork in there then?
No pork.
You serious?
Yeah. He owns that.
Bacon.
I
That
didn't
brother
know that.
Nabil is a businessman. Like,
I understand that, but...
You know,
Whoa. Huh?
we close at 9 and it's 8
All right, let's go, man. إلى هنا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
Barakallahu feekum, YouTube world.